Toby.
Search. Are we supposed to follow him? Oh. We're Toby. We are dog. Okay. Sherlock, come open. This is genius. I can sniff it. I can smell it. We're heading somewhere. I wanted to explore this place, but apparently I need a dog to lead me to it. What is this? What? Sherlock, come open. Good
The
boy.
intruders entered the shed for some reason.
I don't think he's gonna understand.
Silverware.
Maybe they hid the silverware in here. Okay, we're going back across the grass. We're going to the right here. What's this? Did they throw it down here just to stage... They wanted to stage a robbery, it's obvious. I knew this.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
Check it now. We haven't checked any of it yet, but we'll have our time. And then it's them climbing over the wall, I presume. You smell very good. What did you... Huh?
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
You're not even speaking, you're just thinking.
The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Solar flare. It's because they dumped the silverware in the well. Don't you get it, old chap?
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
They...
I need a hook. If only I had something with which I could lift that object.
A hook.
If only I had something with which...
Okay. I will get a hook. Maybe from inside here. That's where they took the hook from. No? Maybe? There's a hook. We got it.
This hook might be useful.
It's like, why would I open this before that?
Small gardening tools. Nothing of great interest.
Rake.
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Well, I think we're getting onto something here.
This sounds hollow. It must be empty.
Interesting. Nice, you know, analysis. What if there was a tiny egg in there? Then it wouldn't have been empty, would it?
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
We have the hooks. Can I just examine the well?
If only I had something with which I could lift that object.
You have a hook. I gave you a hook. There we go. It's a silverware. I know. They're not interested in stealing it. I guess they were going to go back and...
Silverware? This is hardly a coincidence.
There weren't any fucking robbers.
The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
I wonder how the ladies are going to react to that, huh? It's like... Oh, wait. Robbery is confirmed at the motive of the crime. The criminals may have plans to return for the silver that they dumped. Yeah, it's an imitated robbery. Which makes, obviously, robbery was faked. That's my idea. And there were only 2 people. Now it makes sense. Now we're starting to get somewhere. I think this is the way I want to take it. This is the way I want to take. There's some chemistry between these girls. I don't mind it. I think it's a beautiful thing, but I don't think it's... I think it's might be a little reason to cover up the murder, and then they're gonna run away and marry each other in a place that allows it at this time of date.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Wait a minute. Yeah. I think it's... You two were sat drinking first. This happened. You poured up another glass without thinking of the bee swing, and
silverware, Lady
you know,
Brackenstall.
kind of made up this murder or this.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
With a cry, with a tear in my
ladyship.
throat.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
I'm not buying this bullshittery. I'm not buying it.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd.
What?
What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into
If you want to create and imitate a
Perhaps it
robbery.
was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
To get rid of it, what?
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
But it's just. I think this is the big one. Caesar was murdered by the one person who was visiting that night, and it was he who died, and he's a tall and strong. So he's a sailor apparently. Murderous visitor. Is there another one? There were 3 people. Robbery is the motive. Randalls are blamed. And there was no acquaintance. Does that lead to something else? This leads to something else, but we can... Right, we'll imitate the robbery first of all. There was only 2 people. This leads to something else. Domestic accident. 2 people. It was them 2. They imitated the robbery. They blamed the Randalls. And it was a deadly accident. And they don't know a sailor. Wow, this is one quick way to end it. See, that's one big way to end all this up. But let's say there was a sailor. Murderous visitor. Acquainted with a sailor. Right. Let's try and find that sailor, shall we? Sailor's not. We have to find the sailor. There's a boat leaving the harbour now.
Oh, what a horrible thing.
Where can we find the bloody sailor?
Holmes, don't look at me like that.
What? Where's everyone gone? Watson! We need to find a man, right? Strong man. Strong, tall sailor. It's always a sailor. Sailors are murderous people. What's this over here? Someone's been sitting here reading. Beautiful. Kind of a small front yard for a... It's not really a huge house. It's a beautiful house, but it's not a huge house. I've seen bigger. So I've seen bigger. I could totally live here, though. Look at this. It's beautiful. A little too... I don't know. I don't like the... Kind of like more... I don't like such sharp shapes. We'll go back to Baker Street, and we'll have to find the sailor. Maybe Watson is waiting for us back there. Maybe he went back to sleep. I don't even know. We could condemn her this early on and be like, yo, that you I think that it's a possible thing. It doesn't have to be a sailor. 3 wine glasses. One's I think they staged that. I just still think they were the ones who did it. I don't think the Randalls were there, but she described it. She described it to the newspaper. The newspaper wrote it that way, the right way, as it could have been returned.
Brave Toby.
I think that's how it was.
Have you found something interesting?
That's obviously how it was.
Let us see how the rope was cut. The
Sharp.
fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut.
So it was with
Let us
a...
try to find out what tool was used.
Nope.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
So it was with a knife?
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
So we need to find... Okay, it's a sailor's knife. Sailor background, yeah. Look for sailor. Okay. I still think it could have been a domestic violence kind of thing. I really think it could have been. Search for the Rock of Gibraltar. Yeah, sounds good. Where in newspaper? What was it? 1993?
My search must be focused upon...
Rock of Gibraltar survival. From Australia. Okay. Ship brought England Miss Mary Fraser. This reportedly beautiful young lady is presently engaged. Oh! This reportedly beautiful young lady is presently engaged to one of the both these gentlemen in Kent. So she wasn't poor. Bulk carrier from the Adelaide Southampton London line. Has returned from a 6-month voyage through India. New Zealand. This ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family, owning land and tin mines in Australia.
Here it is.
This doesn't quite match up.
The shipping company, the Adelaide Southampton London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Oh, the kids. Oh yeah, you go to the window and you call the boys. Don't want to look into the telescope ever again. Ah, you what, mate? Down there, come up and get a shilling, mate. You what?
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
Wiggins. You want a sausage, boy?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
They get away with murder. If they were little murderous kids, I don't think they would.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young.
Young. Just Young, not his name. Do not pronounce the name. Okay, it's kind of creepy. This is the table, right?
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Arrival in London, November 12th.
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
I didn't mean to click that. Arrival. November 10th.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. I do not think that this sailor had... This officer is still at sea. This officer is still at sea. I do not...
Okay, we'll do that then.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago.
Can we crock him off?
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago.
We're getting somewhere.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Good. We must find Jack Crocker. Where can a man find Jack Crocker?
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Have a guinea to all you and your little scoundrels.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
We've arrested someone before like this. Shouldn't be a problem. First man.
Mr. Holmes?
Ooh.
I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Clear look, honest. Strong build, nice. Bruises? You're not gonna let me point that out, that he's got bruises? Okay. Stains? Newspaper ink, okay. Dirty feet. Clean boots. So he's not been in... Sea knife. He's got a clean boots. A set of clean boots.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary.
So he probably didn't
Brackenstall,
jump over
are
the
you
wall,
not?
did he?
Yes, I think I do remember her from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
You tied her up.
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. and it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
What's Watson doing anyway?
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why...
Oh, he's correct lines when it's clear. Experience and he was looking for the But he had an honest look, wouldn't you say? Ah. Breaking sailor. Are we missing something? Should we try and condemn him? We can try, because we haven't got any other... We'll try with the Captain Killer. But he had an honest look. That's like something about him. You know what? I want to try the domestic accident. I want to try the domestic accident. Yeah. We'll try. We can always go back. We've gone back before. I really don't care. I want to kind of like get to the right moral choice so that I can just know if... Right. We can always change. Could have been right. Could have been the sailor.
I have reached my conclusion.
Lady Brackenstall and her maid?
Yes.
Yeah.
And their mise-en-scene after the death of Sir Eustace can only point to premeditation.
That's terrible. Follow me. I'm going to arrest them.
I'd like to see this reaction. This is quite interesting, I must say.
Ladies, I must arrest you both for the murder of Sir Eustace.
What? But that's impossible. We are innocent. Madam.
You'll tell that to the judge. Come with me now.
Could
You're
I...
making a serious mistake, Inspector. You too, Mr. Holmes, which is rather surprising of you.
Or rather, impossible.
Wait, I think we're wrong. I think I should have sold her because... Wait. Yeah, it's not. I just... Okay. So it's a sailor. But I thought, like, you know, the game's gonna want me to do this extra 20 minutes of clue finding, and by the end of it, when I'm done with that and found the sailor and found out all about him and whatnot, the game's gonna tell me, no, you're wrong, and actually we're tricking you, because sometimes the proof can be right in front of you. You do not have to do the extra 1 hour of, you know, whatever. Solve. Ah. He was indeed. I might want to absolve him, actually. That other guy didn't seem like a nice bloke. Chris murdered, you will bring him accomplice justice. Murder was committed in self-defense. True. Maybe I will absolve them. See what happens if I absolve someone. Maybe this feels morally right. That man seemed like a really horrible one. I guess that's what you said, you're making a horrible mistake, because
could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
We'll see what happens this time. Maybe he'll admit it. I want to know.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Wait, what? Oh, I chose to absolve you. What the fuck? No! Don't do it! Don't! I absolve you. we're not gonna do it. Hold your herrings. That's amazing. I like this
Forgive
ending.
me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
Ah, happy ending.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
I quite like that. Yay! But I chose to absolve. 93. Ah, I'm just. Yeah. Thank you guys! Vox Populi, Vox Day! Thank you guys for watching. we're going to go to the Kew Gardens drama next up, and I will see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching. This was a beautiful case indeed. I'll see you guys soon again. Bye.